Mr. Downing, you are here today in court to finally prove to the defendant that you are not her daughter's biological father. You claim to be in debt because of this paternity issue and plan to contest that debt with your hometown court once the results are revealed. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jones, you are certain that the plaintiff fathered your daughter and claim his only motive is to get out of paying the child support he owes. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Downing, when did you start to doubt that the defendant's daughter was actually your biological child?
From the very beginning. Ms. Jones and I were never in a committed relationship. We dated on and off for a little bit, and we never really had any type of relationship.
But you had sex?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you using protection at the time?
No,
Okay,
yeah.
so that is a recipe for?
Making a baby, yes.
Making a baby.
He was the type, if he would call me or whatever, I would get up and go be with him.
And
I was more set to act with him than anybody. Through my high school year, I was with this man numerous of times. I mean, it's so many times I can't even count. I mean...
Wow. At the time Brittany was conceived, I don't recall us being sexually active. I can remember when we were younger, we left church one time and we went down to, seriously, and that was the first time I can remember being intimate with Miss Jones.
First time you remember being intimate with Miss Jones was after church?
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't remember none of them nights after the club? Picking me up?
That's what we used to call the booty call hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't remember none of them nights?
I don't remember any of those encounters
Really,
that you talk about me asking you to get out of bed to come be with me. I do not recall those days.
But you do admit to having a sexual relationship,
Yes, I do.
and you did not
yes,
use
we were
protection.
sexually active.
Okay. So when Ms. Jones informed you she was pregnant, what happened?
She didn't inform me. I found out through a relative.
That is not true.
It's the
I
truth.
told Clint myself that I was pregnant, and his exact words were, "What you telling me for? It ain't none of mine." I did
Really?
tell him that.
So, Brittany, I need to understand from you. Is Mr. Downing on your birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor, he is. I have the proof.
I'd like to see that. All right. Brittany, you handed me your birth certificate.
Yes, Your
On this birth certificate, child's name, Brittany Chantel Starks. Father's name listed as Clinton Downing.
That's incorrect. Downing. Like
Well,
down.
yes, I know that. So, did you sign this birth certificate?
No.
You just gave them the name, Ms. Jones?
How Clint name got on that birth certificate? We had like 5 court dates. 5 of them. Clint never showed up for not one court
I'm in
date.
Knoxville, Tennessee,
Not one.
where I never got a letter telling me to come
All
to
the
court. I never was informed that I had a court date. I'm in
All the
Tennessee.
letters went to his mama house. He never showed up, not one.
So by default, he was listed as the father.
The
But
judge
it-
was like, Miss Starks, I'm tired of you coming in by yourself. He said, well, we're gonna call him Daddy. He said, you want his name on the birth certificate? I said, yes, sir. He said, okay, I'm gonna put his name on there. That's how Clint's name got on the birth certificate.
Okay.
And from that's when you found out you were on child support now, because you now have had your name added to the birth certificate because you've been determined to be the legal father by default because you didn't show up for court.
I didn't find out that I was legal father until 94.
Really?
Yes.
What happened?
They started garnishing my wages out of the child support. That's when I found out I was legal father. I paid child support from 1995 till 2005, until she turned 18. If she was so adamant about me being Brittany's father, why was it that she was telling her that this other man, Mr. Jackson, was her father?
Well, is that true, Ms. Jones? Did you tell?
I told Brittany it was a possibility.
Were you involved with this guy? And she told me, yes, she was.
When you called me, I actually saw you in the streets, and you was like, oh, you been with Joe. You know, I didn't deny it. I was like, yeah, I was with him once.
Why
okay?
would I confront
and
you
so
and
he
you
was
and I
like,
had
man,
no
that's who you
relationship
need
at
to
that
be
time?
calling. You need to leave me alone. That's who you need to be calling.
Why would I confront
Well,
you?
she's explaining why you would have confronted her, because she says you told her, well, if that's the guy, if you've been sleeping with that guy, that's the guy you need to be calling. So my question then becomes, Ms. Jones, this other gentleman, I mean, Mr. Downing does have an interesting point. If he believes from the beginning that this is not my biological child, I'm named the legal father, they're taking the child support from my check, but the child has a relationship with another man. And so, Brittany, did you call Mr. Jackson dad?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
You do?
I do.
Did you believe your whole life that he was your biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
When do you begin to question whether or not Mr. Jackson is your biological father?
Your Honor, I spoke to my mom about it, and she told me, Brittany, you know, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know how you feel, but I feel like Mr. Downing is your father, and that's just something that I never wanted to accept. I just didn't want it. I didn't want to have no parts to do with it, because who, you know, will want someone to be their dad that never wanted to be their dad? I didn't want, you know.
And I agree. I absolutely agree. But it had nothing to do with you personally. It had nothing to do with you personally. It was all about your mom and misinforming me and the people in that we were associated with. So I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is your mom has been wrong all these years by not clearing the air. And I've asked her to do this over and over again.
Wait a minute. By not clearing the air, you and Brittany had a relationship. You could have been got a DNA test.
We didn't have a relationship. Well, you called me 2 years ago telling me that Joe had taken Mr. Jackson had taken a DNA test, and it came back that he was not the father.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. I want to understand this. Brittany, you believe Mr. Jackson was your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
But at some point you took a DNA test?
Yes, Your Honor. I had the paper.
You brought the results?
Yes.
I'd like to see those. Now, was this an at-home test? Did you all go in person to a laboratory? Did you go through the court?
Your Honor, the person that he's with reached out to me. At the time, Mr. Jackson was sick, and he was in the hospital for a long period of time. And she felt like that I needed to establish some paternity, that I should know that he's my dad, just in case anything happened in the future. So she told me that they were gonna purchase an at-home test and that she was gonna send it to me through the mail. And she did. And I did whatever the instructions told me to do.
The swab, and you sent it back?
I sent it back.
But you all were living in different states.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then the results came back, and you've handed me the results, and it comes back that there is a 0% probability of paternity.
And I don't believe it. I didn't trust the test. I didn't believe it because it just was, I know at the time that the person he was with did not care for me. So I felt like the test could have been tampered or anything could have happened with the test.
So the bottom line is you never had any part to play nor have any information about the chain of custody. You weren't there.
No.
You really don't know. And so in your mind, you don't really know what happened on the other end of this test.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you have feelings that there may have been some people in his life that wanted this test to turn out negative.
Yes, Your Honor, because I had to reach out to him, or to her, to find out what the results were, because she would not call me. And when she told me, she screenshotted a picture of the results to me. So I never officially had the paper. And that's when she told me, well, he's not your dad.
You still believe Mr. Jackson is your biological father. Well, this court has retested Mr. Jackson. And we actually have the results from Mr. Jackson. And I'd like to get them now. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Downing versus Jones, when it comes to 29-year-old Brittany Starks, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Jackson is not the father. He is not your biological father, Brittany. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Mr. Downing, after I've read those results, how do you feel now?
I feel that some closure. I feel closure. But if I am the father, I mean, like I said, I'm willing and ready to step up and be more active in her life.
Well, I wish it was that simple, but the court has actually identified yet another possible father.
Wow.
He's going to join us today from his hometown. Mr. Aiken.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us today. Mr. Aiken,
Yes, ma'am.
do you believe you are Brittany's biological father?
Yes, ma'am. I do believe I'm Brittany's biological father.
You do. Tell the court why.
I got tears right now because of what happened with Joe, and I feel sorry for Brittany, but I love you, Brittany. But anyway, that she came down and visited my mom. She met my other kids, and she resembled everything. I mean, she is me.
Tell me the nature of the relationship you had with Miss Jones, Brittany's mom. What was the nature of your relationship?
It was a high school thing, you know. Back then, it was, you know, it was one of those things when you just meet somebody you like them, and you know, experimental as we was younger, you know. And it was one of those things that happened, and I guess this is the results.
At what point did you find out that you potentially could be Brittany's biological father?
3 years ago.
Wow.
3 years ago?
She met my mom. She came to the house for a Christmas dinner and everything, and she met my whole other side of my family, and they accepted her like it was original, like it was just go together, no problem.
Brittany,
Yes, Your Honor.
just 3 years ago, you meet Mr. Aiken,
Yes, Your Honor.
and he says he's overjoyed when he meets you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you went to his family's Christmas dinner.
Yes, Your
How
Honor.
did you feel in that moment?
When I first found out about Mr. Aiken, I was hurt. I was devastated because of the fact that I had already established a relationship with Mr. Jackson. We've been talking on the phone off and on quite a bit of time, and I did go down there to meet his family, but I always felt like he's not my dad.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Aiken, you feel like you are her biological father, and Brittany, you feel like he is not.
Yes, Your Honor.
In the case of Downing versus Jones, when it comes to 29-year-old Brittany Starks, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Aiken, you are not the father.
Wow. 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 Wow.
I'm sorry, Mr. Aiken. I could see how certain you were. You really thought she was your biological child.
I did.
Brittany, how are you feeling in this moment? I'm so sorry, hon.
I feel relieved. I'm a strong woman. I am very strong, and I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I just, like Mr. Downing said, I just came here for closure.
In the case of Downing versus Jones, when it comes to 29-year-old Brittany Starks, Mr. Downing, you are not the father.
Wow. 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 Wow.
You are not the biological father, sir.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry, Brittany. I really am.
Who else?
I don't know.
Who's number 4?
Ms. Jones, we do have to respectfully ask you, because so many people have come and really walked through this moment trying to get to a place of closure for this beautiful young woman. Mm-hmm. Do you recall, do you have any other idea who Brittany's biological father could be?
I really thought it was Clint. I don't know that Clint get somebody to take his DNA test for him or something.
Not in this courtroom. These results are the results. he is not the biological father.
This is something you could have did.
Listen,
Don't blame her.
listen.
Don't blame her. That's not right.